Beat Map Batrep!
Welcome back to Beat Map Batrep Episode 7, Menoth vs. Khador. We're entering Round 4, and it's going to be Menoth Turn 4. And so you can already see that the Khador army is starting to crumble, but what is the Menoth army going to do next? Well, he decides to allocate focus to his 2 jacks, and he is going to go for a caster kill. Because I left Vlad a little bit exposed, he's really going to try his best to destroy the opening. Unfortunately, his caster just did not do any damage to the 1 mana war that was in the way, but then his other guy did, so he was able to do the damage there. His jack that should be dead because he failed to throw moves around and kills one of my mana wars, and then fails to do any damage to the Kodiak. Well, actually, no, scratch that. He actually manages to do some damage to him, even with his gimped arm. And now they're going to open fire on Vlad and do as much damage as they can to him. So they're all just going to use all of their focus. Their shots are scattering and exploding. He rolls a double 1, doesn't do any damage, but grabs more focus. And so now you're going to see if they actually manage to do it with shooting attacks. His defense is only 15, which is pretty high, but you know, because he does not have the Blood of Kings on him, he still is not too hard to hit at this point, especially when you boost the attacks and get all the extra bonuses from their Warcaster. And so you saw that they did some damage to him. I think that was 6 or 7, and now they're doing a bit more damage. And you can see he's starting to get low on hit points. That was a dangerously heavy hit. And the Vassal actually gets to fire the Warjack's weapon above and beyond. And now my Warcaster is not dead yet, but he is now lit on fire. And the last attack there brought him down to about 4 hit points, and he's on fire. So at the beginning of my turn, we got to see if he's going to die by burning to death. My Dracoon there finally died from his light Warjack. And then he actually manages to get a heavy hit against my mana war and does some damage against him. Now all of his zealots are moving and ready to throw their fire bombs, so they're going to first off just try to do some damage in close combat, and don't really manage to do much there because they are up against shield walled Iron Fang pikemen. And so now the one guy there actually manages to hit hard on the mana war, roll really high, and kill him. So now they're throwing the fire bombs, and they're going to try to do as much damage as they can, and they kill another mana war. So you can see the Khador army, now that it failed its charges and now it's just been exposed, you can see that all of the guys are just going down. We've got a scatter here that actually went into the combat and hitting a bunch of guys and manages to kill one of his own guys from the resulting blast. Now he's going after my other Iron Fang pikeman with his skirmishers on the other side, and he's going to try to do as much damage as he can because he wants that objective for himself, or at least he wants to make sure I can't retaliate and keep hurting him. That battle on that side just lasted the entire game. They just tied each other up in battle, and he manages to hurt the officer there, and then the next one manages to do a lot of damage and killed the officer. So that is an officer, so he does not get replaced by another model. And you can see the Iron Fang pikemen there are just starting to fall apart. He's at 4-2 points wise before we enter into turn 4 of Khador. So Vlad, first off, we have to roll to see if he's still on fire and see if he is going to die. So 1 or a 2, he'll stop being on fire. 3 or higher, and he will still be on fire. We roll a 3, and then we roll some damage, and he takes a couple damage. But luckily he survived that, and so we're still going to be able to heal him with some focus, which is just a waste of focus. I hate doing that. We roll a double 6 for the damage on this other mana war who was on fire, and he dies. And this other one's still on fire too. And he rolls really high. He doesn't die, but he takes a lot of damage. So that all that fire is just burning through my guys. So I use 4 to cast Signs of Importance. I use 3 of my focus to heal a bit so that I can survive if I manage to get through the next round. I don't want him to burn to death. And then he tactically retreats to get away from all the firing and make sure that he's still within range of his other jacks. And then the pikemen move into their position and they start to hack away at the skirmishers. And they finally manage to do a bit of damage and kill off a couple of them, but it's too little too late on their end. They just didn't manage to push through as much as I'd like them to have done. And now we're going to charge in. Now he gets a defensive strike. He gets to hit the first time somebody charges into his melee, and of course he smacks him really hard and kills the pikeman. But my other guys still get the charge in as well, and so they're going to do that, and he will not get defensive strike against them. And that is a nice full charge attack. So they're going to combine attack against him. They roll and they hit, and then they roll and they actually roll pretty high for the damage as well. But it does not manage to kill, although it does knock out his shield, so they will not get pushed back. because the shield is the repulsor shield that pushes him back an inch. So that light warjack is just about dead. And I'm combining attack against the Zealot because why not? Might as well do it. Although with my double ones, I probably should have done 2 separate attacks. Now my Man of Wars are moving in. I need to kill that light warjack to grab that point for myself. And so he's going to do a double attack here. And I believe he manages to do a bit of damage, or he fails the first one, and then he rolls a double 1 for the second one. So that's another double 1 that you get to see on the Khador side. So now the Shock Troopers are moving up to do as much damage as they can. And we'll see if they can do anything against that light warjack. So he rolls and gets a nice solid hit, and rolls a double 1 for damage. Another double 1, and stops that from killing the light warjack, so which stays alive and holds that objective. And now my Kodiak comes around, and he's got 2 full attacks against it. He shouldn't have any problem killing this heavy warjack, even though this warjack has lived much longer than it should have throughout the rest of the game. So he does manage to do some damage there. As you can see, it's almost dead. It'll only have 1 box left for its Cortex, and then I roll to hit it again. We're a little out of focus there, but you can still see now. And he does at least 1 damage, finally killing that warjack. We're at the end of round 4, and you can see that it's just not working out for the Khador anymore. They had the chance there, but I failed my charges. I made some tactical mistakes with where I put Vlad, and now he's taking advantage of that. You can see that I'm still okay on the one flank. In the middle, I'm crumbling. On the side, I'm finally pushing through, but it's just not enough. So we're going to jump right into turn 5 of Menoth to see what happens next. And he decides, you know what, I'm going to go for a caster kill here. I think there's enough of his army that's killed that I don't have to worry about a bad retaliation if this fails badly. So he, of course, uses his choir to boost all of his guys. He pulls some focus from another rack and still does not kill it. So those racks have stayed alive pretty much the whole game except for 1. And now he's going to try to kill the Man of War to get him out of the way. Rolls a double 1, so on his end he had some bad luck there. Second one he rolls nice and high, and rolls nice and high in damage as well, killing that Man of War, exposing Vlad. And so now the other warjack is going to do his best to clear a path. So he rolls, and he gets a lot of damage on that other Man of War and kills him. So even if he didn't kill Vlad at this point, you can see my army's pretty much gone. He has a clear shot, and he takes it. And he rolls nice and high for the damage, and Vladimir is killed and out of the game, and it is a Menoth victory.
Well, I hope that you enjoyed that battle. At the very end there, you saw what happened, and if you didn't see what happened, Vlad got shot down. He was already on fire. He was just trying to hold on to his life with healing with focus and everything, but he just could not last, and my army just crumbled at the end there, and left openings there, and Vlad was able to kill him. So, the $25 gift certificate goes to Craaag. So, hold on. Right hand. Okay, right. Okay, now smile. We're gonna have a little picture. Come a little closer. Okay, smile right now. Okay, so there you go. Okay, actually, I'm not gonna give it to you. We're going to give him $25 in points. He doesn't want a beat-up piece of foam board. But anyway, I hope that you enjoyed this Beat Map Bat Rep. And stay tuned for more episodes as we do more 40K fantasy. We haven't done any fantasy yet. We should do that next. And more Warmachine hordes and everything else. So if you want to challenge me, go to miniwargaming.com/forum. And you go to the topic there, and you can challenge me to a Beat Map Bat Rep. You can get more details on our website. This is Matthew from Mini Wargaming. Happy Wargaming.
Visit miniwargaming.com to see our videos 1 month early.